Hey everybody, this is Scoots here. This message is for people who support the show on Sleep With Me Plus. So if you're hearing this message and you support the show on Sleep With Me Plus, you shouldn't be hearing this message because this is in the ad-supported feed that I'm running this message. So please get all your Sleep With Me Plus content set up. It should be in your email if you just search for Sleep With Me Plus or Supercast in your email. You could always reach me through the contact form on our website because I don't want you missing out. You have every episode as it comes out, ad-free, the full episode. Then every episode as it comes out, the story-only episode in a separate story-only podcast. There's bonus shows, read with me shows. If you support it, if you're a Boar Bestie or Boar Friend, you got all intros come out twice a month, an all-night compilation, like a 4-hour compilation episode. And those feeds go so far back. We designed Sleep With Me Plus with super listeners in mind, or super fans or people that love the podcast. So if you listen all night long, you know what's perfect? The ad-free episodes. If you fall asleep fast, you've got so many options. Story-only episodes, but you don't have to worry about anything interrupting, especially if you fall asleep fast. You can really build your playlist however you listen, if you listen a lot, but make sure you have everything set up. And also, if you haven't checked out Sleep With Me Plus, you know there is a 7-day trial, so check it out and test that out. Test out the story-only episodes if you listen all night long. If you fall asleep fast, test out the ad-free feed. If you love all intros, check out all intros. I think there's 200-300 episodes. In the bonus feed, there's like on some Saturdays, we put out a Posty Super Deluxe, which is experimental takes on episodes. There's Fearless Flyer episodes that have only been released on Sleep With Me Plus and Patreon. There's Ray episodes. There's tons of stuff to discover, and all your old favorites are there. And you could do all that if you have. Oh, actually, either way, go to sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. You could sign up for a trial, or then you could log in and get everything set up right there. Go to sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. If you're already supporting the show there, log in, add all of those podcasts to your podcast app, and you're good to go. Thanks, everybody.
This show is supported by Odoo. When you buy business software from lots of vendors, the costs add up and it gets complicated and confusing. Odoo solves this. It's a single company that sells a suite of enterprise apps that handles everything from accounting to inventory to sales. Odoo is all connected on a single platform in a simple and affordable way. You can save money without missing out on the features you need. Check out Odoo at odoo.com. That's odoo.com.
Friends beyond the binary, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you have a favorite number and it just happens to be between 700 and 800, and I'm remembering which episode this intro goes with correctly, you may hear your favorite number. I mean, I don't know a lot of people that have, I actually don't know a lot of people that have favorite numbers unless it's under, again, another please don't ask me my favorite number. I don't need the performance pressure because I'm going to overthink it. Say, what do you think? What would make you think the best of me? Which number? Is it 7? Is it 11? Is it something else? Triple, you know what? The old number that was in that movie on that, what? I don't know. Is it a number that would make you giggle? You say, what? For the love of numbers, this just doesn't add up. What is this person talking about? Sorry, that was just sometimes being silly just comes, it doesn't even come natural to me. It's just there already. I just have to find it. Not to subtract from anything. I'm here to add to your sleep. Actually not. I'm here to take your mind off of stuff and keep you company. Welcome to Sleep With Me, the podcast that's known to put you to sleep, but it really is here to cut through that loneliness, cut through the deep, dark night, to be a friendly voice so you could fall asleep because you deserve a good night's sleep. So I'm glad you're here. The show is very different, so give it a few tries if this is your first go, and just see how it goes. Structurally, what we got coming up is support. That means paying for the podcast is totally optional. So many people benefit from that. So it brings me such joy to keep you and so many other people company tonight. but especially you, of course. Like, I'm really doing it for you, right? I mean, come on, let's be honest. We both know that. But there's other people along for the ride. It's like yeah. It's, but so what was the point of that, oh, so structurally, yeah, there'll be support. Then there's a long meandering intro separate from the support that eases you into bedtime. Flips the pillow, preps the bed, or as you get ready for bed. Then there'll be a bedtime story. Tonight will be me looking at episodes 700 through 800 of this podcast and going on some serious tangents about it. I mean, not serious tangents, but a lot of tangents. None, probably some ones that I consider serious. I say, well, why did I do it that way? Or I can't remember. I get stumped a few times. But I'm glad you're here. Thanks again for coming by. Oh, yeah. Then there's, and then there's thank yous at the end. So that's the structure of the show. I'm glad you're here. And here's how we're able to do it for you for free twice a week. You check out these sponsors when you get up tomorrow at sleepwithmepodcast.com/sponsors. Our boy Scoots here. And this is going to be a look back episode. And I realize, I mean, I know we've done different usually we do some sort of episode whenever we cross the double zeros or the double aughts. But to be honest, I don't know that we've done a full-on review of titles of episodes in a while. Or if we did, I didn't take good notes. So, but I'm doing these episodes. Normally, this episode would be a TV recap episode. But as I'm recording these, we're in the middle of a writer strike and an actor strike, and I want to show solidarity with those performers. Because if Sleep With Me was funded by an outside company, especially like a big corporation, I would want some, I would want to be compensated. I want to know my insurance and my retirement and all that, for the value they're getting out of the podcast. I mean, that's not the case, but if it was, I want to show solidarity for everybody that's in that position, because I do want to know what it's like working really hard. Yes, I get to use my imagination, but it's still a lot of effort that goes into it. It's not just just doesn't spring out of nowhere. And it goes for the same for all workers. But the reason I am doing these is because I don't want to promote anything. I said, and it was just sometimes creative challenges are cool too, because we did 3 Buster Keaton silent film episodes. Then we're going to do a few of these, and we'll have the holiday season. I'm not sure what we'll have on tap for that. And, when the strike's resolved, we've got episodes of Great British Bake Off ready to go, and then we'll be working on our next series after that. So, cool. So what are we going to do here? We're going to start with episode 700 and kind of go from there and just kind of look through the titles and stuff and say, hey, what's in the feed here? And let me find it. And these are all episodes at this point you could listen to free. They're all in the ad-supported feed. I mean, if you listen as a support, like you have a subscription, like that you buy directly from Sleep With Me, you'd have access to all these episodes ad-free and in story-only content. But as long as, and there's a ton of other stuff in those feeds, but I'm looking through the ad supported feed here. It's going to take me a little while to scroll back at all. So yeah, this will just be a fun look back. We'll do a few of these, and I don't know, you never know where these ones go when I have these random lists. Okay, here we are. We're already at 699. What time of year was that? So 700. Okay, that was a recap. 701. Oh, we were doing Stan Chronicles. So Stan Chronicles was Processing Boredom. That was episode 8 of Stan Chronicles, which was season 2 of Nuns in Space, which we had a 3rd season of at some point. Not that long ago, maybe a year or 2 ago. But Stan Chronicles was kind of cool because Stan was like a Scooter, a fictional Scooter's best friend, and Scooter was Stan's sidekick, or Stan was Scooter's sidekick. depending who you ask. But Stan is a sentient freestyle soda machine. This takes place in the future. No soda machines that I know have gained sentience yet. How come when people talk about AI, they don't talk about it like, and I'm not talking about Allen Iverson, I'm talking about AI and soda machines. Are we talking about AI and soda machines? Because that's what I'm talking about is AI and soda machines. Like, how come nobody's talking about that? Here's giant corporations. Take my free advice. Please provide me with a freestyle soda machine and a lifetime of extracts. But probably don't, because it probably wouldn't be good for me. But like where the AI could learn your soda preferences. And I mean, maybe billionaires already have this. I don't know. And they say, we don't drink what you people drink. We drink, whatever. There actually is a nectar of the gods. I say, okay, interesting. But like the soda machine just learns my preferences. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, but in Stan Chronicles, it's a freestyle soda machine named Stan, who is a sentient being. And Stan follows the artist's journey or the artist's way because Stan's trying to go like kind of become a fuller, not gain sentience, but, be able to flourish in the world. And I mean, that's where AI and soda machines come in. Who doesn't want their soda machine to flourish, whether it's sentient or not? Okay, then we had Star Trek TNG, season 4, episode 3, Brothers, good old Data. Speaking of best friends, Data, turns out Laura was not Data's best friend, but yeah, then we had a retrospective episode that we just republished. Then 704, Little Bits, Stan Chronicles. And, that's one of those Sleep With Me titles that supposed to be, funny. And then this one is another TNG episode, The First Duty. I love saying that for two reasons. One, it just makes me giggle like a little kid. The First Duty, you just like, what do you do after your fourth cup of coffee, Scoots? I say, well, probably. Ideally, maybe my third or my second. Hopefully it's my last, too, of the day. But also reminds me of StarCraft. Sleep, for some reason, not all roads of Sleep With Me lead to the game StarCraft, but quite a few do. And Reporting for Duty is another one. If you've ever played StarCraft, I think that it's even available as an app now, which, oh boy, if I like, it just, I'd paid for, Baldur's Gate when I'm recording this is like one of the games a lot of people are playing. I'm not playing it because, I'm waiting for another game. But I have a Baldur's Gate, the original, there used to be a point and click RPG, Baldur's Gate. Then it became an enhanced app. I don't know what the enhanced part is. And I bought that app whenever it came out, literally at least 12 to 14 years ago. Maybe less, because I'm never correct. But I said, is that still in the App Store? Look, I paid for it, right? I bought that app and I re-downloaded it. Haven't played it yet. I'll be honest, if you're a super fan, though, of Sleep With Me, I did create all the characters based on the characters from Journey into World of Friends and Journey into Land of Tomorrow, but I haven't played the game yet. And then I said, can I play it with 5 people or do I need 6 people in my party? Okay, moving on. Crossover episode. My friend Harris, my friend Craig, who makes Sleep Whispers podcast. This is Sleep with Whispers. And if you haven't listened to that and Craig's version, I really enjoyed both. I also enjoy trying to make people like do my style of podcasting and have fun and make them laugh. So I think there was some point where I was pretending I was Yoda or pretending Craig was talking to Yoda. So that's fun. Okay, then we have a changeover in the TV show coverage to The Good Place, season 3, Everything is Bonzer. And that was season 3, episodes 1 and 2. Then Stan Loves Running, that's Stan Chronicles 10. Then The Good Place, Season 3, Episode 3, The Brainy Bunch. Here's a story of a loving Chidi teaching ethics like an oyster produces pearls. So that's how I like. Then Ship in a Bottle. Oh, TNG. Interesting. 2 TV shows at the same time. I must have got a lot of emails about this. Yeah, I can only imagine my email inbox. Holy moly. So, yeah, we got that one, Ship in a Bottle. Then The Snowplow, which was good place to sleep, Season 3, Episode 4, which I think has a different title in the real episode. Let your thoughts be gently pushed aside as our ethics team clears away for a good night's rest. Then a pretty seminal episode, 712. So as I'm doing this, like about 500 episodes ago, 5 years, almost exactly 5 years ago. Wow, holy mackerel. Time flies. And that's where I said goodbye to the Climb-In Closet, where I started the podcast in 2013. Maybe you don't know this, like if you're listening, is that, Sleep With Me's not recorded in a fancy studio with high-tech stuff. It's 97% of the time recorded in a closet, and the other 3% of the time probably in a car. And, well, maybe like 0.01% other places, public feed episodes. But yeah, so when I started the show, I don't know where I recorded the first few episodes, but then once I realized I was going to make more than 3 episodes, I said, okay, well, I could do it in the closet of my daughter's room. I lived in a 1-bedroom apartment where the living room was split in half, and I had my bedroom behind curtains in the living room. And then my daughter had the bedroom was her room. But it had a really long closet, not a deep closet, not a walk-in closet, because this apartment was once a house that was converted into 4 apartments. So a lot of the things you say, interesting. So this was one that, like, I assume they just added drywall, like when they, like as an extra, like, so it's just like a room where literally if you were standing there, it was like a hallway with a closet rod in there that ran back. Like maybe even at the last minute, they said, this room needs a closet, dude. So that was a climbing closet because there were clothes and stuff in there. So literally, like the closet was only as wide as the clothes. So I would have to climb around the clothes to the back of the closet because the closet didn't go backwards. It just went to the left, like it was like the door was all the way at the end of the room on the right. You opened it, and to the left, the closet was almost as long as the room. Went to the door, where the door was to come in and out of the room. And so that was great because all those clothes stood in the way of they helped dampen some of the sound. And then we moved for the first time and the last time so far into another place in, I guess, October. I would have guessed August, but I guess it was around October, or when I released this episode, it was. And I said goodbye to that closet. Next up was Good Place, episode 5, season 3, Jeremy Bearimy. Then Ice Cream Barons, Stan Chronicles 11. Then Ballad of Donkey Doug, Good Place, season 3, episode 6. That was a good one. Dustbusters, Tale of the Tape, October 31st. That's like a movie. I just was listening to script notes. When I'm recording this, it's late August 2023. And they were kind of talking about premise versus theme. And Craig was talking, giving an example of a high concept comedy if it didn't exist yet. And he said, 3 people in New York City using high-tech equipment to track down dust. And even at the time, it wasn't until he said the last part that I said, oh, wait, that should actually be, that's interesting. And I said, oh, because it is a movie. And so this is where I tried to remember the plot of the first movie. I don't think I could ever get through the plot of the second one. I mean, I know how it ends with the Statue of Liberty and Goop, but then I get the rest mixed up between the two movies. For the Love of Ray Parker Jr. Then Fractured Inheritance, Season 3, Episode 7. That sounds like a Sleep With Me version of a different title, but I'm not sure. Wow, back then we had... then we have Moving Cloudy Change, Stan Chronicles 12, Season 3, Episode 12. That was the season finale. And... yeah, your eyes will be cloudy as you say goodbye to Stan or whatever. Head off on a journey to sleep as our heroes save the world. Wow, Greatest Greeter came out and says, wow, I had no idea. If you would have asked me, Scoot's Greatest Greeter, you remember that one? Kind of. I know the what it was based on, a real concept. I would have guessed it came out in, honestly, like the 300s and 719. I know my brother did the artwork for this. Because The Greatest Greeter is based on this, or was strongly influenced by this person I saw once upon a time. Or now it's probably, now because it's mixing with the podcast, I can't separate reality. But it was Golden Gate Park, or maybe the Presidio, now that I'm being honest, looking at it in my memory right this moment. But I thought it was Golden Gate Park. It was raining very hard. It was daytime, though. Was driving through Golden Gate Park. I believe I was probably a passenger. And there was a gentleman in a yellow rain slicker with a yellow rain hat, like you see, like the Gordon's fisherman. This person was not the Gordon's fisherman, but they were standing in the rain, smiling and waving with a genuine, like, joy in, I mean, it was slightly different where you say, well, that's different. But it was like it was like a true love of greeting. That's why The Greatest Greeter. And then I don't know, like if it was in my mind or in the podcast or in reality that they were also holding a teddy bear dressed in a rain slicker with a matching hat. But I know that's what became the art. So, but I think they were holding a teddy bear. So, I mean, just the kind of image you just come across. One, what a miracle to come across something like that. I mean, it's not even like found art, but it's just like, it is. I mean, I don't know, like you said, holy cow. I don't know what the person's intention was, right? But it had a positive impact on me. Okay, making use of free will. That's Good Place, Season 3, Episode 8. Then Stan's Artist Journey in Review. That was 721. So 720, like, so the third, like the review episodes where I look back at the production of the season and how we told the story and where some of the ideas came from, what the challenges were, what my expectations. So if you ever wondered what thought goes into writing for Sleep With Me and where do the ideas come from other than when I'm talking like this, those are good episodes. And you can even search, you could search 13, the number 13 or in review in most podcast apps that allow search in the feeds to find those. Okay, next up was an all intro episode for, looks like for Thanksgiving, 722. Cornucopia of Crunch and Munch. Then Don't Let the Good Life Pass You By. And I don't know, was that the finale of The Good Place? I guess so. So that was 723. Then 724, oh boy, it's been a while. Have we ever returned to this? This is one of my favorite series, holiday series. Maybe I'll re-release these this year. Happiest Holiday Shop, Mistletoe Junction. Yeah, we'll have to re-release these because they were good, man. And that was like one of those things where it was the happiest holiday shop, where the shop, you go shopping there and then you learn what's important. And then we had Macy's 2018 Thanksgiving Day Parade recap. Then Doctor Who Holiday Special, Season 2, Episode 1, Holiday Mannequins. That may have been Rose's first episode. No, Season 2. Interesting. I know Rose works in the store, right? Maybe, I don't know. Then Happiest Holiday Shop 2, Opaque Snow Labyrinth. Then, interesting. Tangents on Top Holiday Specials. Oh, that was a list episode, which I've never watched any of these. Maybe I'll watch some someday. Tangents on Top. So it's just a couple lists of top holiday specials in the U.S. and the U.K. Then Janet's, The Good Place to Sleep, but I don't have them labeled in numbers. So that's interesting. Then Monchichi's Fans' Eve. So that, I guess, it indicates more than one fan of Monchichi. And that it didn't come out on Christmas Eve, but on December 19th. Oh, then Happiest Holiday Shop 4, Thresholds and Gifts. Interesting. That came out on December 23rd. Then 2 all intro episodes for Christmas and New Year's. And then on January 7/34, Season 2, New Earth. I thought New Earth was with... Rose was in more than one season? Maybe this is... where we change up companions? I thought Rose was in 2 seasons of Doctor Who, but maybe only 1. I don't know. Then Memories of Sha Na Na. So it's another personal story episode where I try to remember Sha Na Na. Oh, then a curry-based episode, Real Time Pataks, where I talk about curry paste. I didn't know I even did one about that, but I have a pro tip, right, that maybe I talked about. I don't think it was after this episode, but putting riced cauliflower in your curry is a good move. I strongly recommend it. Build a Bird Home. This was a very popular episode. It gets a lot of feedback. We probably even put it out as a thing. And we used John August's writer when you really need some help pack. And what a great, it was just a strange episode. Chidi Sees the Time Kniff. That was another Good Place to Sleep one. And Sleepy Syrup. Las Vegas with Ray. So this is when Ray walked around Las Vegas. We had gone there to run in a race with somebody from we went to school with. Then Big Farm in the Sky PI, Heavenly Solutions, Season 2, Episode 1. Another one of my favorite series that I think about more often than not. The Big Farm in the Sky PI is a tale of 3 people, 3 main characters. I don't know the name of the uncle, to be honest. So Simon, good thing. Uncle Simon, who lives in the big farm. And then G and DK, who live are earthbound humans. And they solve mysteries together. Season 1, they were solving mysteries in the big farm in the sky. Or places where you could get to from the big farm in the sky. Season 2, there is a new company solving things in the big farm in the sky. Heavenly Solutions is actually the name of the company. But G and DK have moved to the largest retirement community in the United States. And they are solving mysteries in the largest even though they're tweens. So, yeah. Then Pandemonium, The Good Place to Sleep, Season 3 finale. What do we got? A Bunny and Owl Watch TV. This was based on a Fish set list. Wow, was the Baker's Dozen was in 2017? Is that correct, really? Man, that's wild. Yeah, it's like one of those ones where I take a random thing. Then another really great crossover episode. I put a lot of work into this one. It Makes a Sound pinball game. If you haven't listened to It Makes a Sound, you should. It's available in your podcast app of choice. And I highly recommend looking into Wim Farrow's. The Case of the Closed Cameo is a Big Farm in the Sky PI episode. I don't remember. Let's see what the concept was. Oh, there's another person named Penny that they're helping with. Then Footh and Flaw, that's Doctor Who, Season 2, Episode 3. Unboxing of Tokaido, which I still haven't played. And now it's, wow, it's been a long time. 5 years, 4 years, 4.5 years. And still haven't played Tokaido, but have it, and it's been unboxed. The Case of the Plagiarized Cupcake, that was a fun one, reminding me of the script for the screenplay Butter. Or that may have been, and I think even though it's different, that script will remind, I don't know. And that got made into a movie. I think it won the Nichols Screenwriting Fellowship. Sandman in Toyland, Untold Tales. I can remember listening to this episode. Came out in February 2019, but I can remember being on the 205 listening to this. And then getting on 5, maybe. I don't know where I was headed and when. Because I can't remember needing to be on the 5 around February or March. Okay, let's see. Next up is Train Whistle in the Night, Big Farm in the Sky, PI 751. And what's interesting with that one is that I'm reading this book by Stephen King. I'm reading what's one long book, according to Stephen King, or one long story about the Dark Tower. And I know I've seen a cover of a book with a train on it. Maybe it's even the one I'm reading now. I don't think so. I think it's the next one, but there's a train. There's a children's book at the train that comes up where I am reading it right now. And then 752 Girl in the France Place. This was a good Doctor Who episode. Trapper Keeper Memories, back to school content in March. But I have a Trapper Keeper now, just in case anybody's asking. I haven't found a way to use it, but I do have it. Let's see what else we got. Court Pickle Dance. That's a Big Farm in the Big Five in the Sky. No, Big Farm in the Sky. PI episode 5. Rise of the Cyber Person. What is this one? When Billy Bass becomes Albert the Singing Fish, your sleepless sass becomes your resting wish. Then the Doctor, Rose, and Mickey will take a trip to another Blimpie, London. Billy Bass becomes Albert the Singing Fish. I'm lost, man. And then another cooking episode, Real-Time Broth. That's a good one. Shaking the remains of the day away with some easy cooking, and by way of TJ's and IKEA. Then Magic Masquerade Mystery, a little alliteration there, 757, Big Farm in the Sky. Age of Steel, Doctor Who, Season 2, Episode 7. So that was 55 and 58 are tied together. Start with this crossover, breaking out of the Skeptic's Dilemma. Then Mystery of the Silent Founder, Season 2, Episode 7. 761, Coronation Lantern, Doctor Who. Gather round for long meandering parade with a sleepy celebration. Oh, so that was Coronation Day, I think. Maybe, I don't know. Then, what the, oh, wow. What, are you kidding me? Hold on, everybody. I'm a little, wow. I have no idea that we were still, Game of Drones was still a thing back, I thought Game of Thrones had ended, but apparently, so 962 was a look back at all the seasons of Game of Thrones to see what I could remember. That's pretty funny. Not very much. Then we have Viserium Adventure. This was a crossover with my friends Ray and Michael from Viserium. Now they kind of do things. Ray's still doing stuff musically, sound sculpting. Not sure if Michael is or not. Then the Case of the Hickory Hangout. That's Big Farm in the Sky BI. And then season 8 of Game of Thrones, Winterfell. The crew is getting back together with a dreamy look from Bran's heavy lids. You'll be asleep faster than you could say Kid Umber is on the new cast and Newsies. But it won't make sense anyway. It's pretty funny because my daughter was just in Newsies this summer. Sponsored by Sleep With Me Podcast, by the way. But was not a Kid Umber in Newsies that I know of. Romeo was there. That's where Far Out Romeo was in Newsies. Okay, D&D and me unboxing. So that's where I unbotched. Who knew how useful a D&D would come in back in spring of 2019? A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. This is Brienne's smile of true joy should lull you through the night. In one of the 7 kingdoms, that is a true sign of a good night. Missing Challenge Coin Challenge, Big Farm in the Sky PI. Then The Long Night, this was Game of Thrones Season 3, Deus Ex Aria. So yeah, that was, okay, so I'm remembering, so Season 8, that was a good one. We had Deus Ex Aria, but I guess that was the thing. Like, you're like, wait, it's only episode 3. Okay, then we had a Happily Enrobed Robe Shop, where we got to hear, this was another Fish set list one, and this was our friends, the Kuzaks, that are very popular guests. Last of the Starks, that's, so we say goodbye to governance and name a good sleep. Pirate Problem. So I was definitely hitting the alliteration hard, man. This is episode 10 of Big Farm in the Sky PI. Then Bells, that's Game of Thrones Season 8, Episode 5. A soft ring will soothe your sleepless nights as we explore the fictional Italian avant-garde sequel to Flowers in the Attic that may have viewed how I had viewed this episode. Then talk about, I don't know if I knew Top Gun was in production and when I made 774, maybe I did, I don't know, but we did a Top Gun look back at the original Top Gun, tale of the tape. Then Spring Break, all intros episode, well, that's way after Spring Break though. Then The Iron Throne, Game of Thrones Season 8, Episode 6, let's see. We say goodbye to the dreamy breeze that brought us so much. Drift off as we journey through Westeros one last time. Okay, then we have magical mall walking tours. Been a while since we've been on a mall walking tour, just because there's not a lot of malls left that I can walk that are Lemonade Stand Spring. That was Big Farm in the Sky. Then we returned to Doctor Who, Impossible Planet, Season 2, Episode 9. Then A Boy in His Wagon, that was a Purple People Circus episode. Another one that one I would have thought would have been more recent, 780. What is that, like 420 episodes ago? Funny, 420. Somebody's laughing at that. But I thought that would have been like 900s. Okay, Big Farm in the Sky PI season finale, Season 2, Episode 12. Then It's the Pits, man. That's Doctor Who, Episode 10, Season 2. Then pool hopping around the Orlando Resort with Ray. I don't know what year we actually did that, 2017 or 2018, that he, maybe it was 2019. I don't know. I don't think so, though, because, but anyway, Australian Sleepy Slang Tour. That was a fun one. Love and ELO. What a classic Doctor Who episode where there's where it's a non-doctor Doctor Who episode. One of my favorite, I mean, if you don't need the doctor, Love and ELO, man. Season 2 episode. Just love the concept of that episode. Then all intro episode for the 4th of July. Then Legend of Billie Jean, Tale of the Tape. That was one I was waiting for a long time. 2 Slaters. I found out later that they're not related, even though you have Helen Slater and Christian Slater. And Legend of Billie Jean. One of the movies I saw as a child, I mean, not kidding, 30 times easy. And then I still couldn't really remember the plot of it. Yeardley Smith's in that movie as well. Peter Coyote, I think, too. Her Drawing Olympics. That's another Doctor Who episode. I can remember that one very clearly. Waiting for the Olympic torch to run through the neighborhood there. Then Born to Win in podcasting. This is a Born to Win seminar. We don't do those too often. Then we look back at season 2 of Big Farm in the Sky PI. And interesting. I don't know what we found out, but we looked back on it. Then Daleks and Cyber Persons. Sleeping with Doctor Who, season 2, episode 13. And this is one of those episodes that offered a good opportunity. The Daleks, more so than the Cyber people, always for me were like an archetypal thing that I said, I'm not sure, I just don't enjoy those things. When as a kid, what would happen is Doctor Who would come on PBS, and we, when I was a little kid, I didn't really watch it. I'd remember either the title sequence or the ending sequence, and then say, "This show's a little bit too much for me as a child." Which I'm not sure, if I had an older sibling, maybe I wouldn't have thought that. And I associated the Daleks and Dalek voices, robotic voices, with that. Also, if you ever drive from Northern California or anywhere, Northern California to Bend, Oregon, if you ever find yourself driving there for some reason, at some point, I believe somewhere between Weed and Bend, I think not that far, like near the border, though. I want to say it's near the border, because when you get off of 5 in Weed and then you start heading on other roads, I don't know. Like, I just follow the directions. Like, you'll cross over 1 to 2 Dalek structures. I mean, the cool thing about this podcast is I know there's at least 2 people. I mean, I don't know, like, I've never met the 2 people, but I know there's at least 2 people that are going to let me know that they know exactly what I'm talking about. They're like, totally, Scoots. By the way, if it's the same town I'm thinking of, that's where there's good pie, too. Or something like that. But so what was interesting is like trying to figure out a way to frame what the Daleks, who the Daleks are, what do they want, was one of the great challenges I enjoyed with Sleep With Me, because I said, okay, I have a personal connection to these ones. They also have like a kind of cultural similarity to stuff, and none of that is really super sleepy. And I really accidentally was like, well, what would the Daleks be trying to get rid of in the world? And I don't know if it was this episode or there was another Dalek episode before this, probably was, where I said, okay, they're against comic books. At all costs, they want to get rid of all comic books in the world. And I don't know, that's like the kind of thing I really enjoy. What do we got here? Then we had 20 steps to self skincare. This just kind of came out of, it was fun. It's not a critical episode, but it was like, especially in 2019, I guess, I just kept seeing listicles about 30 steps skincare, 40 steps skincare. Like, and I don't know, I was like, this is interesting to me. I don't know, sometimes that kind of zeitgeisty stuff or whatever's in the conversation, it does make, I said, okay, what is it? I have no idea what we talked about though, but sure it was fun. And I mean, my way I like do things is different now. And actually I have a pretty deliberate, I've developed more and more routines and, washing my face, that's part of my bedtime routine now. Baked beans. This is The Adventures of Dr. Triangle and Isosceles, episode 1. This is a lot of people's favorite series, and I really this is one of the few ones where the concepts it kind of was such a big concept. What would happen if we lived in a world without math, or where people stop believing in math? That was the concept. And what would our world look like if there was no math? So people stopped believing in math, and so math stopped working. And who would be the heroes in that world? Why would they be heroes? What would the conflict? I think this is what it was about. What would the conflict and stakes be? And then how do you do that in a sleepy way that's relatable and somewhat believable so that people don't wake up? But also it's it brings up fundamental questions like, wait a second, what do you mean the world stop believing in math? And I say, well, first off, I don't think it's that far afield. I don't think it's that much of a stretch to think that at some point there could be changes in how people view things. And they say, no, there's no math. Don't buy it. I don't buy it. 2 plus, math, don't need it. I mean, well, I guess you'd have no currency. I don't even know if the series, so it was a steep concept, right? So that was one of these ideas where that was one gem. And the other one was just having a character named Isosceles. I had to make a character named Isosceles. And then they had to be a performer. And I'm pretty sure that was what it was about. That the world had changed. Again, totally unbelievable fiction to where there was still this small vestige of people that believed in math. I think that's what their job was, to go around performing math-based skits. Or maybe I didn't hit the concept. And, or maybe they've started working for because I'm pretty sure, again, it devolves. It's a little bit easier to take these outlandish ideas and then project it onto something. So maybe it was a couple of goddesses that were having a disagreement, and then let the stuff be in the subtext. But sometimes it doesn't need to be because it's so tangential. You see, right now we could talk about it forever. Okay, so is there gravity? If the world has no math, is gravity rely on math? Does math, obviously there's a little bit of jest because math does not rely on our ability. Well, I guess I got to ask, is math really, is it just a concept? I don't know. Some of this is also, and this isn't self-deprecating, it's just that, different people have different areas of intelligence, and I don't have this type of intelligence or intellect. And I'm not trying to be humble. I'm does math need us to believe in it or not? But in this world, it's looking at those ideas, I guess, and using that as a framework. But also of who would be heroic in a world without math. Two heroes will tour the world. And then it was also influenced by some of the Station 11, I think was also a big influence for that. Even though our stories, well, not a little bit different, but just a world building concept and the idea of romanticizing touring performers. Yeah, so that was that series. That was episode 1. Oh yeah, you're right here. In a world without math, the true heroic performers start off a season in search of baked beans. Then Rose says goodbye to Free Comic Book Day. So Rose was in season 2, episode 14. That's where we say goodbye to Rose. Cloud Tower supports. I guess this must have been the second Cloud Tower episode. Then River Mills, Windmills, Ratio, and Rates. Okay, now we're getting into it. Putting math to the millstone. So I think now I'm remembering writing this and trying to use, like I was using some sort of math outline to say, okay, what concept, okay, that's interesting. Then we got back to TNG, the neutral zone. What highway? I'm on the highway to the neutral zone, man. 3 people from the past make time in your sleep for their future. This is like guest star, like there's 3 guest stars, I think. Season 1, episode 26. One of Kenny Loggins, parody, when Kenny Loggins put out a parody album. Oh no, when, why do you say Big Al? What if Weird Al put out an album as Big Al from Country Bears, and it was a parody album of Kenny Loggins songs? People would say that would have a very niche audience. You'd say, okay, it's Weird Al pretending to be Big Al. Who's Kenny Loggins? And you'd say, okay, first off, yeah, we could do Highway to the Neutral. Then you say, okay, but they're only parody songs about Star Trek: The Next Generation. Say maybe. I mean, I could think of the title of one song. That's a good enough idea to risk it all. And it'd be by the way, not Big Al. Weird Al be self-financed. So yeah, it'd be like, I don't know. You could self-finance it. Say probably not. But, because what would the second song be? Okay, well, be Footloose. But I don't know. You're right. I don't know. Then, oh wow, Pop and Mop Sock Takeover. That was $7.98. Honestly, I would have thought this episode was, again, like in the 400s. Pop and Mop, one of my favorite characters, just not a recurring character because it just isn't enough, but was really silly initial concept. And then it ended up that it spawned at least 3 episodes where there's a whole world beneath the candy store. First, it was Whitman sampler versus some other sampler, C's or something. So that was Pop and Mop Sock Takeover. That was where they were looking. Struggle for candy dominance is real dull, and ready for you to sleep to. Okay, then High School Home, Adventures of Dr. Triangle. Another creaky dulcet tone for stories ancient as an algorithm. I guess, can you return to your high school home? And then finally finish off the season with Sleep with AMA. Let's see. So that was hour and 26, hour and 15. So hour and 26 is the longest. Hour and 22, nothing below hour here. Hour and 17. A lot of hour and 8s. Oh, all intro was under an hour, but that was a holiday. Hour 27, hour 1, hour 8, hour 13 minutes, hour 3 minutes, hour 11 minutes. I don't know. Anyway, thanks everybody for coming along for the ride, and we'll be back in a few episodes, 3 more episodes to run through some more. Good night. All right, I want to thank everybody that became a patron recently. I want to thank Blythe, Mary, and Derek. Thank you, thanks, and good night. 49, Holly and Ashley. Thank you, thanks, and good night. Brian, Laura, and Ann. Thank you, thanks, and good night. Barbara, OC, and Katie. Thank you, thanks, and good night. Collect, Laura, and Juliet. Thank you, thanks, and good night. Joan, Julie, and Patricia. Thank you, thanks, and good night. Wilhelm, Seth, and BT. Thank you, thanks, and good night. Mary, Nikki, and Kari. Thanks, and good night. Sophie, Emma, and Rock, thanks, good night. And Jimberly, Kimberly, and Danielle, thanks, and good night. Thanks to everybody who supports the show directly via subscription, paying for a free podcast, being a rebel with the cause. Thanks to everybody who supports the sponsors. Those are ways we're able to come out for free twice a week. And if you're new, if you're not in a position to support the show, but you're listening right now and you want to support the show, you could always spread the word about the podcast. And please let me know about it, because if you're not in a position to financially support the show, but you support it, I want to thank you. So let me know. Use the form at sleepwithmepodcast.com/sponsors, and tell me about how you shared about the podcast and stuff like that. And maybe there'll be something in it for you. Maybe just a Scoot saying thanks, but you never know. Thank you so much. Hey, everybody, this is Scoots. Before you go to sleep here, this is just a tuck you in message for super fans of the show, super listeners, people that listen all night long, people that fall asleep fast. Maybe I caught you somehow. People that listen 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 episodes a week. People that have listened longer than a year, longer than 3 years, longer than 5 years. If your life has changed, I've been saying this since April in a really direct way, but if the podcast makes your life better, it has changed your life, and it's not replaceable. Like, if you have something you could replace this podcast with, don't worry about it. But if you say, man, I'd have trouble replacing this show. Scoots didn't make this show anymore. I don't know how I'd feel about somebody else making the show. If Sleep With Me was just gone, or if it was behind a paywall, if there was less episodes, less free, or if the show was just not there, would you miss it? Would it be hard for you to replace it? If that's the case, please consider supporting the show. Test it out even. Just sign up right now. Don't wait till tomorrow. Because most people that wait for tomorrow wait a few years, to be honest, or maybe never support the show. It's always tomorrow. Don't wait till tomorrow. If you're going to miss a show, support it right now. Set up the bonus content tomorrow when you're rested. But you could do that. sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. Then you don't have to worry about any of this. And also, like a lot of people that aren't in a position to support the show or having to cut back right now, you'll be supporting the show for them too, which is pretty cool. But if you've been thinking about it and you haven't done it, you're who I'm trying to get a hold of. Because more people have decided they're not going to support the show than support the show. But it's the people in the middle that I just can't quite get a hold of that are going to change the future of the podcast either way. So if you're one of them and you'd miss a show, support it. sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. Thanks.